Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the football field at Milford High School as Milford TV is once again happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics. This is Tim Coet on the call as we get ready to bring you this Week 9 football showdown between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the visiting Walpole Rebels. Unfortunately for the Scarlet Hawks, their trip into the MIAA tournament ended up being brief. A rocky end to that tournament berth as Milford ended up closing out the first portion of the regular season with a tough loss to Stoughton. That ended up giving them the number 5 seed in the Division II South bracket. They then rematched with Stoughton a week ago on Stoughton's home field, so 2 consecutive weeks Milford had to make the long bus ride out to Stoughton, and unfortunately both times a similar result for the Scarlet Hawks, shutout defeats in back-to-back weeks at the hands of Stoughton. And so now Milford will play out these final weeks of the season back in regular season format. The good news for the fans, though, is they will have a chance to see this team at home for each of the final 3 weeks of the regular season, including this game tonight. Milford will then be home next week against North Quincy before finishing out the regular season on Thanksgiving Day with a matchup against Randolph High School. And so both of these teams out of the playoff mix. Both teams were in the playoffs a week ago. Walpole just sneaking in despite a sub-500 finish to their first portion of the regular season. They entered into playoff action at 3-4 on the season. They took on Dartmouth in a showdown last week, and Dartmouth ended up coming away with a victory 28-7. So again, both of these teams finishing out in regular season style. The Walpole Rebels here at the home of the Scarlet Hawks tonight, and this is a rematch of the 2014 Division III Southwest semifinals. Just 2 years ago, both of these teams making it deep into the playoffs. Milford traveling out to Walpole to take on the Rebels in that semifinal showdown. It ended up being a 41-14 win for Walpole. They ended up winning a district title that year, moved all the way on to the state semifinals before ultimately getting eliminated. So not quite as much on the line here tonight, but we expect an entertaining football game as the Milford Scarlet Hawks get set to take on the Walpole Rebels. We will have much more to come in our coverage. We will have the coin toss and the opening kickoff coming up in just moments, so stay tuned to coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics right here on Milford TV. And we are back at field level now as the Scarlet Hawks and the Walpole Rebels captains meet at midfield, as we will have the coin toss coming up momentarily. These two teams entering into this Week 9 matchup here at the home of the Scarlet Hawks. And of course, one of the big stories here in the second half of the season, you see there amongst the captains, Blake Hill dressed in street clothes, his arm in a sling. He has been out of commission for the last couple of weeks, done for the season with a wrist injury, and certainly a catastrophic loss for the Scarlet Hawks team. One of the most talented running backs in the entire Hockomock League, still leading the Hockomock League in rushing touchdowns. And so you can see there now the Scarlet Hawks winning the coin toss. They have elected to defer to the second half, so we will see the Rebels receive once we get the opening kickoff in just a few moments from now on this chilly night here in Milford. Temperatures dropping into the low 40s at game time. We might get a little chillier by the end of the night, but these two teams ready to go as they get pumped up out on the field. We will have the national anthem performed by the Scarlet Hawks marching band, and then we will be back for kickoff coming up in just moments. Stay tuned to coverage of Milford High School football here on Milford TV.
Offense like, defense like, this squad like, success like, it's not like, and it's not like, and it's not like. Break down! Let's go! Let's go, Red! Let's go!
Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem, performed this evening by the Scarlet Hawks marching band.
Right on. Right on.
We are set to get this game started now. Milford and Walpole have officially taken the field. Milford will kick off from left to right across your screens. And of course, we'd like to welcome in all of our viewers catching our footage tonight via the live stream app on milfordtv.net or through your mobile device, courtesy of the live stream app. Week 9 in this football season. Of course, once we get to these later weeks in the season, bit of a different feel depending on where you are. Of course, many teams still involved in the MIAA playoffs while other teams are finishing out regular season schedules. This is a regular season matchup between these two teams. Milford lined up for the kick, and Sean Lehane delivering it. A low line drive kick that will travel its way all the way back towards the 5-yard line. Picked up there now and trying to turn the corner on the near sideline. And driven out of bounds is the return man for the Walpole Rebels. And so the Rebels offense now will come out onto the field. Starting line of scrimmage for Walpole just outside their own 20.
First and 10, Walpole at their own 31.
Check that starting field position at the 31, my apologies, as the first play from scrimmage is a running play. Short yardage gained for the Rebels. The last time we saw Milford at home, it was a couple of weeks ago on their Saturday afternoon homecoming game. Milford enjoying a 30-7 victory over the Sharon Eagles, at that time improving to 4-2 on the season. But unfortunately, two very difficult losses since then, as again Walpole will hand off straight up the middle. Charles Auditore, the quarterback for Walpole. One of the captains of this Walpole team, along with David White. Third down and 10 coming up for Walpole, as they have not been able to get anywhere with their running game on these first two plays. As Auditore gets the play call from the sideline, out of the shotgun. Running back to his right, he'll throw into the flat to the running back, number 22, Ferry Armand. And Armand gets driven out of bounds right in front of the Walpole bench. And he is pushed out shy of the first down. It'll be a 4th and short coming up for the Rebels. 4th and 2 yards to go.
8-yard gain on the play, brings up 4th down and 2.
As we mentioned, Walpole just sneaking into the MIAA tournament out of this South Division II. They took on number 2 seeded Dartmouth. Walpole entering the tournament as the number 7 seed, and Walpole losing to Dartmouth 28-7 last week.
Holding on Walpole. Repeat, 3rd down.
And so now instead of 4th and short, a holding call, a late holding call enforced on Walpole, setting up instead 3rd down and long, and Auditore airs it out on the 3rd and 20. And the pass is incomplete, now a 4th and very long. Big difference in field position. A moment ago looked like they were facing a 4th down and 2. Instead, the holding call enforced, and now after the incompletion, a 4th and 20. And number 32, Alexander Lucas with the punt. It's caught at the 45-yard line for the Scarlet Hawks, now slipping up the middle inside Rebels territory. A nice little move by Ryan O'Toole to get the Scarlet Hawks down to the Walpole 45. Ryan O'Toole pressed into heavy service for this Milford running attack. Now in the absence of Blake Hill, Hill and O'Toole teaming up so nicely in the early weeks of this season. O'Toole proving to be a very good change of pace back for this Milford offense, but now with Hill sidelined for the remainder of the year, O'Toole is that featured back. They put a man in motion on first down, and Matt Curran, the junior quarterback, hands it off. The run goes up the middle for a short gain. And that was O'Toole. A gain of 3 yards for O'Toole. Second down and 7 now with Curran out of the shotgun. Caden Kelly in motion. A little stutter step and then the handoff to O'Toole, who pushes his way forward to the 40-yard line. They'll mark him down right in between the 40 and 39-yard line. Another 3-yard chunk for O'Toole. Curran gets the call from Coach Alex Dion on the sidelines and now relays the message to the huddle. 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Scarlet Hawks. O'Toole moving out into the flat, a bobbled snap, just barely held on to by Matt Curran, and he's able to dump the pass off just in time, getting it to the senior Jack Capoletti, and that is good for the Milford first down. That play breaking down after Curran bobbled the snap. He had pressure coming, but he was able to get the throwaway just in time, and as usual, you get that ball anywhere in the vicinity of Capoletti, odds are he's going to make the play. Excellent hands. And a fresh set of downs now for the Scarlet Hawks. And they'll go right back to the ground. The running play for O'Toole, the ball pops loose. It looked like Ryan was able to fall on it. He had a big hole, but then the ball came free. And the Scarlet Hawks do indeed retain possession. Gain of 7 yards on that running play for O'Toole. Can make that a 6-yard gain for O'Toole. And now Curran, the quick pitch to Feaster. And he gets wrapped up quickly. That is Shanti Feaster. It's good to see Shanti back out onto the field after missing a game earlier this season after taking a hard hit. Meanwhile, the flag down on the play, a holding call. This will push the Scarlet Hawks back. I believe it was in the Foxborough game back on October 7th that Feaster had to be helped off the field after a hard collision. Was not in uniform for the homecoming game against Sharon, but back out there now. Clock continuing to roll in this first quarter, down under 6 minutes to play. They fake the handoff as Curran hits a wide open Capoletti, who then gets driven down from behind. Matthew Tassoni making the tackle from behind on Capoletti. He thought he had plenty of space in front of him, but did not feel the defensive back closing in from behind. It's still a nice play for Capoletti. It's his second reception on this drive, and it sets Milford up with 1st and 10 from the 23. Tyler Joyce motions to the right as Curran hands it off. And Shanti Feaster with a wide open field right up the middle, and he will take it in for the touchdown. A 23-yard touchdown run for Shanti Feaster. Quickly accelerating through that hole and takes it all the way for the score. So after the defense was able to force the Walpole punt, Milford set up with starting field position inside Rebels territory, and they end up scoring on their first offensive possession. And now Sean Lehane lines up for the point after, the kick away, and the kick is good. 5 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first quarter, and Milford takes a 7-0 lead over Walpole as we bring you coverage of Milford High School athletics right here on Milford TV. These Milford fans entertained by an opening drive touchdown, also being entertained by the Scarlet Hawks mascot, a brand new Scarlet Hawks mascot from what it looks like. A new look, very sharp looking mascot for the Scarlet Hawks wandering around the sidelines as Milford now kicks away back to the Rebels after their touchdown to make the score 7-0. And a good return now up the near sideline. Finally, Sean Lehane, the kicker, is able to come in for the tackle. Mark Nicholson once again returning for Walpole. Always clearly a breakdown on special teams when it's the kicker who ends up making the tackle, but a nice play by Lehane, fearlessly going in there. But good starting field position for Walpole from the 36-yard line as they'll run this ball to the far side. Ferry Armand gets the carry once again. He's dragged down from behind. The clock rolling to 4:45 to play in this first quarter. A second down play coming up for Walpole from the 39. Second down and 7. Now the dump-off pass incomplete. Looked like Jake Hurley, the targeted receiver, but the ball underthrown with pressure coming. So third down and 7 now for Walpole. Charles Auditore, the senior quarterback, lined up in the shotgun, but will now have a timeout called. A quick timeout called by the Scarlet Hawks. Gives us a chance to give a little bit more background on Walpole, of course, for those who may not recall, as Milford matched up with Walpole a couple of seasons ago, but Walpole operating out of the Bay State Conference, out of the Hergit Division. The Bay State Conference broken up into two separate divisions, the Cary Division, which holds Newton North, Needham, Braintree, Weymouth, Framingham, and Brookline, and the Hergit Division, which features Wellesley, Natick, Milton, Walpole, Norwood, and Dedham. Walpole right now with an overall record of 3-5. They've gone 2-3 through league play. They've won just a single game in 4 tries on the road so far this season. Now coming out of the timeout, the quick pass is completed for the first down. Auditore with the pass completed to Brett Von Kluck.
Regular!
Driven out of bounds, but well inside Milford territory. So the ball now spotted on the 43-yard line. Auditore now goes back to the ground game. Ferry Armand nearly slipping free of some tackles, but Milford able to bring the back down after a gain of a couple. Milford has Also without the services of Pat Bergioli, one of their strong offensive and defensive linemen. He was not in uniform during warm-ups earlier today. A couple of players sidelined for Milford tonight. 3:39 to go in the first quarter. A little bit of a tough handoff there, but it was handled by Ferry Armand, but the play stopped with the penalty marker down. An illegal procedure penalty called against the Rebels. And that will make it 2nd down and 14.
It's a 2nd down and 14 from the 47-yard line.
You can see across the field that a good portion of Walpole fans made the trip out for this contest tonight, filling up the visiting bleachers. And of course the Scarlet Hawks fans showing up in good numbers as well, despite the cooler temperatures. There are the hardy Walpole fans over on the visitors' side. Both of these fan bases no doubt disappointed that their teams were unable to make a deeper run into the tournament, but still supporting their team to the end. Still exciting football left to be played. On 2nd down now, dropping back is Auditore. He dumps off the pass to Ferry Armand out into the open field. He has the 1st down, still on his feet now, and eventually wrestled down by Tyler Joyce, but not before traveling all the way down inside the Milford 20. A lot of broken tackles. That is something that we did not see much of in the earlier part of this season. Milford's defense in the 4 home games we had a chance to cover earlier this season, not really letting up a lot of big plays, keeping things in front of them for the most part. But the last 2 weeks against Stoughton was a different story for Milford, and now we've seen a couple of leaky plays here against Walpole. Milford overall on the season allowing 145 points, which is still 3rd best in the Davenport division. As timeout is called on the field with 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Milford continues to lead 7-0, but Walpole is driving. We'll continue our coverage coming up in just a few moments here on Milford TV. 1st and 10 for Walpole out of the timeout, and again it's Ferry Armand who's gotten a good deal of the running plays so far this evening. Ferry Armand, another senior on this Walpole High School roster, only able to get a yard on that rushing play. A 2nd down and 9 from the Milford 17. Charles Auditore again, this time faking the handoff to Ferry Armand, and a nice job by Tyler Joyce sniffing out the play, and he brings Auditore down for the sack. Excellent play defensively for Joyce. He's emerged as a strong 2-way player for Milford this season, playing some tight end on offense. We've seen a couple of sacks in recent weeks out of Joyce defensively. In his junior season, Joyce listed at 6'1", 210 pounds. And now on 3rd down, Auditore rolls out, now sends the pass in the direction of Jake Hurley, but bobbled, and it goes as an incompletion. Less than 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. It'll be 4th down and 14 for Walpole as they huddle up on the field. The head coach for Walpole is Barry Greener. And he keeps the offense out on the field. 4th down and 14. Auditory looking to throw. Deals it over the middle, and the pass is hauled in by Ferry Armand, a spin move, and he spills into the end zone for a touchdown. A 21-yard touchdown completion. Ferry Armand, a athletic play just to haul in that ball, and then he was able to spin away from the tackle and takes it in for the score, and Walpole an extra point away from tying this game. The kick away, and it spins through the uprights, and with 1:13 to go in the first quarter, we are now all tied up at 7 between Milford and Walpole on this coverage of Milford High School football on Milford TV. Walpole able to immediately respond to the Milford touchdown, so we are now tied at 7. As we'll see Alexander Lucas kick away to the Hawks. High kick, it will touch down at the 15. Hauled in by Shanti Feaster, who spins off towards the far side, tries to wait for a block, and is finally brought down just shy of the 30. But good elusiveness out there for Shanti Feaster, who is playing a big role in this game tonight. Obviously some roles changing up and down this roster due to some of the injuries. Shanti Feaster having a chance to show his abilities here late in the season, and looking like a good athletic player out there.
1st down and 10, Milford.
So 1st down and 10 for the Scarlet Hawks, just outside the 30. And they will hand it off on 1st down. And O'Toole makes his way all the way up to the 35-yard line. Good 7-yard gain that time for O'Toole. Sets up 2nd down and 3 with just 34 seconds left in the first quarter. Curran from the shotgun takes the snap, then hands it off. And slicing through the middle is O'Toole. Gets tripped up as he crosses midfield. And touches down at the 49-yard line. Just inside Walpole territory. It looked like O'Toole was on the verge of breaking free. Walpole able to just get a hand on the shoe tops of O'Toole. It ended up making the senior running back lose his balance, but coming down on the Walpole 49. So Milford set up inside enemy territory once again. Curran leading the offense back out onto the field with 25 seconds left. 1st and 10, Milford. Curran trying to keep the hands warm in these cool temperatures as Caden Kelly motions from right to left. Curran drops back to throw over the middle. It's completed to Capoletti. And the defense closes in on Jack, bringing him down at the 41. That's already the third reception of the night for Capoletti. That one for 8 yards. And that proves to be the final play of this first quarter. And so a touchdown apiece through the first 11 minutes. We are tied at 7 as Milford takes on Walpole High School in this Week 9 showdown. We'll have the start of the second quarter when we come back next here on Milford TV. We start the second quarter now. Milford now traveling from right to left across your screens. And on 2nd down, it is Ryan O'Toole who gets the handoff, and he gets enough for the 1st down. Taking Milford down to the 36. Milford on their third offensive possession, excuse me, just their second offensive possession of the night. A couple of long drives for each team in the first quarter. Hand off again to O'Toole. Stays behind a blocker and is able to get a couple of extra yards because of it inside the 30. Milford's only possession in the first quarter resulted in the 23-yard rushing touchdown for Shanti Feaster. For Walpole, a punt on their opening drive before connecting with the 21-yard touchdown reception for Ferry Armand to tie the score. And Milford hoping to retake the lead. Curran fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, now sends the throw right into the waiting arms of Walpole's Charles Auditori. So the quarterback for Walpole playing in the secondary is able to make the pick. It looked like Curran was maybe targeting Chris Rivera. We do see a flag out on the field. So an illegal block in the back on Walpole after the interception. So Walpole will keep the ball. They'll get pushed back as a result of the penalty.
Following the interception, block back on Walpole.
So Milford looking good on that drive, but a poor throw from Curran results in the interception. And Auditori, who made the INT, now will head back out with the offense. And it'll be first down and 10 for Walpole from their 26-yard line. And Auditori hands it off to number 20, Mark Nicholson. Nicholson on the sweep. He's able to push Walpole to the 30-yard line. Gain of 4 yards for Walpole as they huddle it up. The clock coming down to 9 minutes to play in this first half. We remain tied at 7. High snap pulled down by Auditori, looking to throw, feels the pressure, rolls out of the pocket. He's able to elude the tackle, now making his way up the far sideline, close to the first down. That play breaking down for Auditori. Looked like he was going to be brought down for the sack, but stayed on his feet and ended up coming close to a first. And they will indeed move the chains. So now a fresh set of downs for Walpole from the 36 as they approach the line of scrimmage with 8 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock. Auditori from the shotgun. Fake the initial handoff, now the give goes to the far side. And again, fighting for extra yardage after contact, and Walpole will be rewarded with another first down close to midfield. Sometimes on these cold nights, defensive players tend to have a hard time finishing off tackles, and that's what we've seen out of Milford in this first half. And meanwhile, the penalty marker down on the flag, a face mask call against Milford. And this will tack on 15 yards to the end of that run. And will set up Walpole further inside Milford territory.
From the end of the run.
A lot of penalties on both sides.
Walpole from the
so
Milford
far in the
35.
first half. On first down, Auditory the carry himself, and he gets taken down hard. That was Tyler Joyce again on the tackle. No gain on the play for Auditory on the keeper.
Second down, 9.
They will give him a single yard now, so 2nd down and 9. Auditory with Ferry Armand to his left. He ends up receiving the dump-off pass. Now a couple of stutter steps before Milford closes in for the tackle. Riley Burns, among others, in on that tackle for the Scarlet Hawks. Ryan Gray also there on the coverage. 3rd down and 7 yards to go coming up for the Walpole Rebels. Out of the Bay State Conference. A non-conference matchup between these two teams, as now this play will be whistled dead. And a false start on the offense. This will push Walpole back. That will make it a 3rd down and 12 yards to go, as we are now under 7 minutes to play in the half. They take the handoff to Armand after Auditory fakes the pass, and Armand will take it all the way in for the score. Ferry Armand with his 2nd touchdown. 37 yards on the rushing touchdown for Armand, and this will put Walpole ahead. So receiving touchdown and now a rushing touchdown for Armand, who has really been impressive in this first half. And the extra point attempt good for the Rebels. 6 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first half, and it is now 14-7, Walpole in front of Milford on coverage of Scarlet Hawks Athletics on Milford TV. Walpole able to capitalize on the interception thrown by Matt Curran. They end up taking the ball down for what was eventually a 37-yard rushing touchdown by Ferry Armand to give the Rebels a 14-7 lead. And once again, Lucas on kicking duties will send this back to the Hawks. Kick out to the 10-yard line is bobbled initially by Shanti Feaster. Now eluding a couple of tackles, making his way towards the near sideline, and he is brought down at the 26. Got a 16-yard return for Shanti Feaster. So with 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining, Milford will have a 1st and 10. The Hawks looking like they were in good position to reestablish a lead on their last drive, but again, that costly interception by Curran is now back out there in the shotgun. Another brief bobble on the snap before the handoff to O'Toole. No gain. O'Toole able to just get back to the line of scrimmage, no further. Milford breaks the huddle with 5 minutes and 40 seconds to go until halftime. Curran under center. Pitches it back to O'Toole. He quickly accelerates on the far sideline. Has the first down, still on his feet, and finally wrestled down just shy of midfield. But again, a flag down on the play, and it looks like this is coming back. The flag back around the 27-yard line. So a holding call against Milford will negate a very nice run for O'Toole.
Ten-yard penalty on the play.
So a lot of undisciplined play throughout this first half. The officials have been taking those flags out with regularity through these first two quarters. Milford now facing a second down and 18. Curran looking to throw, and that ball badly underthrown, but it ends up in the hands of Asong Amin-Menseh.
Backwards pass is complete.
That ball wobbled its way through. It looked like it was going to be picked off and popped straight up in the air. Amin-Menseh was not the intended target, but he ended up making the catch off the deflection. I believe it was Capoletti who was the intended receiver. So now on 3rd down and 11, they will pitch it back to O'Toole, who's able to get as far as the 30, but that is all. And that will set up a 4th down coming up for the Hawks. 4th down and 6 yards to go with the clock down to 3:43. And a punt now for Lehane, who is just able to get it away with pressure coming. And the fair catch made by Walpole at their own 35-yard line. So with 3 minutes and 34 seconds to play, Walpole with a 7-point lead, up 14-7. Will have a chance to do a little more damage before halftime.
First and Walpole at their own 35-yard line.
So Milford starting off this game with a touchdown on their first drive, as meanwhile this ball comes loose on the snap and Walpole able to land on it. It'll go as a loss, but Milford scoring that touchdown on their opening drive. Since then, an interception and now a punt. So the offense starting off strong, but these last few drives have not been the result head coach Joe Todd has been looking for. Walpole able to recover that fumble, but it goes as a 4-yard loss. Auditory out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to throw. Now flushed out. He'll run with it himself. Reverses back towards the far side of the field and has nowhere to go. Eventually runs his way out of bounds.
Nickel, let's go. Nickel! Nickel!
It's a 2-yard gain for Auditory after all of that running. Third down and very long coming up for Walpole with just over 2.5 minutes left until halftime. Walpole spreads it out on third down. Auditori rolls to his right, now throws over the middle, and it is intercepted by Shanti Feaster. Now eludes a tackle. He makes his way to the far sideline, and he is guided out of bounds all the way to the 29-yard line of Walpole. Shanti Feaster with the pick.
54, Riley, now let's go.
First and 10, Scarlet Hawks at the Walpole 29.
So Milford trying to wrestle momentum back. They get an interception of their own and set up with excellent field position with 2:22 to play in the half. Curran and the offense back onto the field, and the handoff goes to Ryan O'Toole on first down. Takes it down to the Walpole 25. So Shanti Feaster scoring a rushing touchdown on offense and now coming through with the interception on defense, having an excellent all-around game. Clock still rolling, second down and 5. The handoff up the middle for O'Toole. He's able to get a yard, maybe 2. And this will take us down inside 90 seconds to play in the half. Can Milford get the equalizer? Trying to capitalize off of the turnover the way Walpole was able to earlier in the second quarter. On third down, a running play again from O'Toole. Brought down just shy of the 20, and this will set up fourth down and about a yard to go. And we'll see a timeout called. Milford will want to talk this over. Fourth down and a long yard to go with 50 seconds left in this second quarter. We'll see what the offense draws up when we come back right after this quick break. Coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. These Milford fans making their voices heard with the team coming back out of the timeout. Fourth down and 1 yard to go from the Walpole 21-yard line. And Curran will give it to Ryan O'Toole, who is immediately met by the Walpole defense, and he is well shy of the first down. And so Walpole able to make the defensive stand. And that will result in a turnover on downs. Walpole's defense doing its job. Milford going with a steady diet of Ryan O'Toole on that drive after the turnover. And they end up getting stuffed, and Walpole will take over. Auditori back out on the field with 44 seconds to go. They put it in the hands of Ferry Armand.
Number 22, Ferry Armand, the ball carrier. Two-yard gain on the play.
2-yard gain for Armand as the clock winds down. Looks like Walpole will play it conservatively here in these final seconds. And in fact, we'll see these final seconds of the first half tick down. We will not see another play. The final 5 seconds elapsing off the clock now. And so Walpole will take a 14-7 lead into the half. Milford had a chance there late with the Shanti Feaster interception, but the offense could not capitalize. So again, 14-7 the score. Walpole with the lead. As both teams head to the locker rooms, we will step aside for halftime, and we will be back with second half action in this non-conference matchup between your Milford Scarlet Hawks and the Walpole Rebels. That will come your way in just a few moments here on Milford TV. Welcome back inside the football field at Milford High School as we are about to commence with second half action between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and the Walpole Rebels. Walpole with a 14-7 lead. They kick away from left to right to the Scarlet Hawks. And Chappelle Feaster reeling in that kickoff inside the 5-yard line. He takes it out just past the 25. And yes, that is indeed Chappelle Feaster wearing number 25. We got the update from the coaching staff at halftime. Shanti Feaster listed as 25 on the roster, but Chappelle Feaster wearing the number here tonight. And we have had just about every kind of roster composition you can imagine this season. Players switching back and forth from number to number. It's been a bit difficult up in the broadcast booth to anticipate who's going to be wearing what number in each game, but that is indeed Chappelle Feaster, so we want to make sure we give credit where credit is due. Chappelle Feaster scoring the 23-yard rushing touchdown for Milford in the first half, also coming through with the interception. And after the rushing play on first down goes nowhere, Milford will have second down and 10. The ball spotted on the Milford 26. Matt Curran in the shotgun. Ryan O'Toole in the backfield. He takes the handoff. Gains about a yard and is then driven back. And we've seen Ryan O'Toole the last couple of possessions for Milford running straight into the teeth of this Walpole defense and not having a lot of success. It'll be third down and 8 now for the Scarlet Hawks. As the temperatures continue to dip. These hardy fans dressed in winter coats and sweatshirts to take in this Milford football action on third down. Curran looking deep down the far sideline and in and out of the hands of Caden Kelly. The pass was there on the money.
He had it.
Kelly had a defender right to his left, but that was a catchable ball. Caden Kelly, who has had issues with drops all season long, he has had the speed outside the numbers, but completing the catch has been an issue for Kelly. And you see it there, the incompletion sets up fourth down, and Milford will have to punt. And a high kick from Sean Lehane, reeled in at the 45, now streaking up the near sideline, moving around to defender, and finally brought down inside the 5. Once again, it was Mark Nicholson, who has been returning kicks all night long for Walpole, gets an excellent return there, almost breaks it loose for the touchdown. Ends up getting dragged down at the 5. The coverage by Hugo Lopes, number 26. Lopes saving the touchdown, at least for now.
56-yard return. First and goal, Walpole at the Milford 5.
Goes as a 56-yard return. And immediately Walpole has first down and goal, looking to extend their lead. Brett Levanchi under center this time for Walpole. As the give goes up the middle, shy of the goal line. Armand on the carry. Ferry Armand, who had an excellent first half, gets the first carry of the second half. And so we see now Brett Levanchi back out onto the field. We saw number 10, Charles Auditori, serving as quarterback for Walpole through the first half, but now couple of looks at Levanchi under center. He will hand it off again to Armand, and good penetration into the backfield that time for Milford. But the second effort is there, and Walpole gets the score. It looked like the back was going to be brought down shy of the goal line. The contact was made in the backfield, but a little extra move and in for the score. And now the extra point attempt away, and it is good. We still have 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and Walpole now opens up a 21-7 lead over Milford in our continuing coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV. Walpole seizing momentum here in the second half, forcing the Milford punt on the opening possession. Then a 56-yard return ended up setting up a very short field and an eventual touchdown out of Ferry Armand as Milford returns this kick out to the 25. And so Ferry Armand with all 3 of the Walpole touchdowns so far in the game. 1 receiving and 2 rushing. So a 21-7 deficit staring Milford in the face as their offense returns to the field. Again, minus Blake Hill, who you can see roaming the sidelines in his Letterman jacket. Out for the rest of the season, recovering from wrist surgery. As Milford will continue to run it on first down, Ryan O'Toole. And he is swallowed up by the Walpole defense after a gain of 2 yards.
2-yard gain on the play, second down and 8 from the 27.
Curran under center on second down. And again, the give goes to O'Toole, and O'Toole brought down, looks like maybe for a loss of a yard. And these Milford fans starting to get restless now with the play calling on the Milford sidelines. This ground game has ground to a halt after some early success in the first quarter. Now 3rd down and 8, and Curran will throw, looking towards the far sideline, and a catch made by Jack Capoletti, but shy of the first. Sets up 4th down and 2 yards to go. And right now the offense staying out on the field. Milford down by 14. The line of scrimmage is the Milford 33. 4th down and 2. And it looks like they may have driven Walpole off sides, but I don't see a flag. Instead, Curran tries to run for the first down, and he is not close.
There was no play.
Looked like there definitely was some movement on the line of scrimmage, but no penalty flags that time. And for the second time tonight, we see Milford turn the ball over on downs.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. The result of the play is a turnover on downs to Walpole.
And so a very dicey situation now for Milford as they give the ball back to the Rebels. At the Milford 31. On first down, Levanchi hands the ball off to number 20, Mark Nicholson. And Nicholson's able to take it just inside the 30, a short gain.
1 yard gain play,
Second down and 9 with 5.5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. From the shotgun, Levanchi looks to throw, has Josh Lagore penetrating into the backfield, but the pass away, and it is complete. Completed to Jake Hurley. The catch made at the 19-yard line. That will move the chains. And so Walpole back in the red zone. So at this point, still unclear why we've seen the quarterback change for Walpole, unless there was an injury to Charles Auditore towards the end of that first half. Meanwhile, Armand gets the carry on first down. Second down and 9 coming up for the Walpole Rebels. The clock will tick down to 4 minutes. As the snap goes to Levanchi, he throws it to the flat, completed to Jake Hurley. And Hurley races his way out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Down to the Milford 13-yard line. The receiver gets out of bounds, stopping the clock with 3:54 to play in this third quarter.
Third down and 4, from the 13.
Third down and 4. Levanchi rolls out, looking towards the end zone, has plenty of time, and the pass is incomplete. It was in the area of Ferry Armand, looking for his second touchdown reception of the night, but the ball lands incomplete. Good coverage in the secondary that time for Milford. So despite all the time Levanchi had to throw, he could not find an open man. And it appears that Walpole will set up for the field goal try. A 37-yard attempt, the kick away, and the kick is no good, wide to the left.
30 yards is no good.
So the Milford defense tightens up, forcing Walpole to settle for the field goal chance. The kick is not made, so the score remains 21-7. Walpole in front of Milford with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. We'll have more of our coverage in just a moment here on Milford TV. First and 10, Milford from the 20 after the missed field goal. And Curran to throw on first down, and a dangerous throw. Incomplete. Chris Rivera, the intended target. Second down and 10, still 3 minutes and 31 seconds to play in the third. Milford at the conclusion of this game will still have 2 home games remaining on their schedule. So plenty of action here at their home football field as this pass is completed to Capoletti. And he gets enough for the first down.
Let's go!
It's the 4th reception for Jack Capoletti on the evening.
13-yard gain of the play. First and 10. Milford,
Gain of
their own
13
33.
yards.
Hey, no, let's stay in our red 215 series. We got more out of it.
And now the fake handoff for Curran. He throws to the far sideline, incomplete. And it looked like that was some miscommunication. No receivers in the area. Capoletti was the closest, but that ball either offline or an incorrect route run there, but either way, the incomplete pass sets up 2nd down and 10. So Milford, when all is said and done this season, will have had a chance to play 7 of their 11 games here at home. As that ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage, but a flag comes in late.
His pass is knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Flag on the field.
Will we see a roughing the passer call here? So a late hit on Matt Curran.
Personal foul for roughing the passer on Walpole.
The personal foul penalty will give Milford the 15 yards. And the fans imploring Milford to do something with the penalty yardage gained as the ball moves out now past the 45-yard line to the 46.
Let's go! Keep it up, Cap! Go out! Let's go!
Milford traveling to North Attleboro and Foxborough earlier this season before their back-to-back games in Stoughton. Other than that, all of their other games this year have been right here at the Milford football field. So far, they are 3-1 here at home. Their only loss coming in their Week 1 matchup with Marlborough.
Second down, 6, on the 50.
They are in danger of losing a second game here at home tonight if they can't mount a comeback, down by 14 in the closing minutes of the third quarter, as Curran throws his 2nd interception of the night right into the hands of Charles Auditore. So there's our answer. Auditore still healthy, still out on the field, and he collects his 2nd interception of the game.
Pass picked off by number 10, Charles Auditore, Walpole.
So 2 interceptions for Auditore, 2 interceptions thrown by Milford's quarterback, Matt Curran. And Walpole will go back on offense with 1:54 to go in the third.
First and 10, Walpole at their own 47.
And for Milford, so far in the second half, on 3 offensive possessions, we've seen a punt, a turnover on downs, and now an interception as Ferry Armand gets the handoff on first down, and he takes it all the way to the Milford 45. A gain of 8 for Armand, who has been hard for Milford to contain all night long.
Let's go, D!
Second down and 2. Brett Levanchi continuing to operate under center. He gives the ball again to Armand, who eludes the grasp of Milford initially, allowing him to cross the 40-yard line. And Armand gives Walpole the first down. Down to 90 seconds to play in the third quarter.
First and 10 at the Milford 39.
Levanchi from the shotgun looking to throw. Has a man open, connects with Brett Von Klock.
The business pass is complete.
And Jose 6!
31, 50, 31, inbounds.
Von Clock takes it down to the 31-yard line, setting up 2nd down and 2. Another 8-yard chunk for this Walpole offense. Banshee pump fakes and then hands off to Armand, but Milford closes in, and again, it looked to be Neil Arquilano on the coverage that time. Ends up going as a short loss for Walpole, setting up 3rd down and 7.
They're going to come here on the hitch.
Excuse me, 3rd down and 3. "17 seconds left in the 3rd quarter as Walpole huddles it up. Levanchi in the gun with Ferry Armand in the backfield. Armand gets the call. He gets the 1st down, breaks loose. Has a couple of men to beat, is able to get past Alex Salamone, and finally he is brought down inside the 10. And Chappelle Feaster, the last line of defense, able to bring Armand down, and it looked like Feaster was favoring the arm as he got up.
And that is the end of the 3rd quarter.
And that proves to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Once again, Walpole driving deep inside Milford territory. They will have 1st down and very little to go. Already up 21-7 over Milford, looking to put this game away, but we will have the beginning of the 4th quarter when we come back next. Again, you are watching coverage of Milford Scarlet Hawks Athletics right here on Milford TV.
9-yard line.
We return once again to the Milford football field, where Walpole has 1st and goal from the Milford 9-yard line. They hand it off to the workhorse running back, Ferry Armand, who's able to get inside the 5-yard line, setting up 2nd and goal from the 4. Walpole taking their time here as Levanchi gets the play call from the sidelines, already up by 2 scores and just 4 yards away from opening up a sizable lead here into the 4th quarter. Levanchi from the shotgun, the handoff to Armand, and he is dragged down. Tyler Joyce on the tackle for Milford. 3rd down and goal coming up. Line of scrimmage, the Milford 3-yard line. We've seen Walpole's defense make a big stand in this game. Milford's defense hoping to do so here. Backed up to their own goal line. Again, they feed it to Armand, and Armand will be brought down just shy of the goal line. Looks like down to the 2. And this will set up 4th down. You would certainly think Walpole will go for it here. Milford fans getting loud in the stands, cheering on what they hope will be a goal line stand for their defense. 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Levanchi under center. He takes the snap, hands it to Armin, who runs into the pile. Still trying to force his way forward. Does he get in? No, he does not. So Armin denied the score, and Milford is able to indeed make the goal line stand. Looked like Josh Lagore might have been one of the main defenders in on the tackle. And so Milford will take over. And the offense forced to operate under the shadow of their own goalpost. First and 10, Milford from the 1 in a tight formation as they try to give themselves a little room to operate. Curran keeps it himself and looks to be jogging a bit gingerly as he goes to the sideline to get the play call from Coach Dion. A 2-yard gain. The line of scrimmage now the Milford 3. As we tick down to 8 minutes to play in the game. Milford needing points in a hurry, down by 14. Curran from the shotgun. A dangerous pass, and it is completed to Capoletti. The defense streaking in, perhaps looking for the safety, but instead Curran just able to get the pass away complete to Capoletti, who leaps to make the grab. And Milford now out to the 16-yard line.
First and 10, Milford at their own 16.
And so now quite a bit more real estate to operate in for Curran in the offense. From the shotgun, they go back to the ground for Ryan O'Toole. He has some room up the near sideline, out past the 35-yard line to the 38 before he's brought out of bounds. So the reception for Capoletti, and then the big gain on the ground for O'Toole, and Milford moving well for the first time since back in the first quarter. Their offense has really been stagnant through the middle portions of this game. Trying to come alive here late for a comeback chance. From the shotgun, we see another handoff to O'Toole. He leaps over one tackle as he crosses the 45-yard line down at the 47. And now it is O'Toole a bit slow to get up. And he'll get to the sideline under his own power. Look to be maybe favoring the right knee a bit.
There's a second down and 1. At the 47.
So O'Toole now checks out of the game, at least for the moment. Second down and 1. As they fake the handoff to Feaster, and another completion to Capoletti out at the Walpole 45-yard line. He spills forward to the 43. Seen a couple of good play fakes out of Matt Curran over the course of this game. And timeout is called by the Walpole Rebels. Their defense having to exert some energy here as Milford is on the move. They've traveled inside Walpole territory down to the 43-yard line with 6 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Milford still trailing Walpole by a score of 21-7 here on Milford TV. Milford starting this drive from their own 1-yard line. They've been able to travel inside Rebels territory. From the 43-yard line, first and 10 Hawks. They fake the handoff to Ryan O'Toole. The pass is completed. This time to Caden Kelly. couple of good pass completions on this drive for Matt Curran. 2 to Capoletti and now 1 to Caden Kelly. Another first down for Milford. And Curran will look to throw again. He's flushed out of the pocket, looking deep down the far sideline, and the ball just beyond the grasp of the intended receiver. That was Capoletti. Tried to make the one-handed grab, but just beyond his reach.
Second down and 10.
5 minutes and 42 seconds left in this game. Milford hoping they can put this ball in the end zone, and with enough time left to get the ball back. Curran again will look to throw. This time the pass over the middle, and plenty of white jerseys in the neighborhood. The ball lands incomplete.
So third down and 10 for the Scarlet Hawks.
And so now 3rd down and 10 for Milford. Clock stopped at 5:34. Milford has not scored since their first drive of the night. They hand it off on 3rd and 10, and O'Toole is able to get to the 30-yard line for a gain of just 2 yards. And so another 4th down situation for Milford. Keeping the offense on the field here, down by 2 scores. But taking a lot of time, the clock under 5 minutes to go as now Curran heads back out onto the field. It's been a long field for Milford. Now 4th down and 8. Curran rolling to his right, hit as he throws, and the pass is incomplete. He was looking for Chris Rivera. And so yet again we see a turnover on downs for Milford, a drive that really looked promising. A couple of nice completions for Curran to Capoletti and Caden Kelly. A nice running play for Ryan O'Toole as well, but running out of steam. And Walpole will now take over with 4 minutes and 34 seconds to go. It's the 3rd turnover on downs of the night for this Milford offense. Auditori back serving as quarterback for Walpole, and he is wrestled down for the sack. There is Josh Lagore. Lagore gets the sack, and now an assist from Alex Salamone on the shoulder pads. The clock keeps moving, down to 4 minutes to play. A loss of 3 yards on the sack. Sets up 2nd down and 13.
Expect a hitch here, Rico. Expect a hitch. Look at number 7.
Auditori takes the snap. He hands it off to Ferry Armand.
Time out! Time out! Time out!
The helmet comes flying off. Initially looked like the ball might have popped loose. Instead, number 63 for Walpole, Zachary Conrad, losing the helmet as Armand takes the ball out to the 34. Setting up 3rd down and 6. 8:46 in the evening. We get into the later stages of this chilly November night in Milford. A 21-7 lead for Walpole. They have a 3rd down and 6. And again, it is Armand. Milford cannot bring him down in the backfield. He gets out as far as the 40-yard line, very close to a 1st down.
You can't get reached.
And they will mark him down at the 39. That's a favorable spot for the Scarlet Hawks. It sets up 4th down and 1. And the Scarlet Hawks will call the timeout. There is just 3 minutes and 21 seconds left in this game, with Walpole leading 21-7. Milford needing a stop here if the Walpole offense chooses to go for it, with the ball spotted on the Walpole 39. Milford will take on North Quincy here on their home field next Friday night on Veterans Day. So their final 2 games of the year both come on holidays. A Veterans Day showdown with North Quincy a week from tonight, before concluding the 2016 season on Thanksgiving morning against Randolph High School. Milford TV will be present for the Thanksgiving Day football game. Walpole now heading back out onto the field after the timeout. And we will indeed see a punt out of Walpole on 4th and 1. So Milford gets their special teams unit out onto the field. And punt away, and Milford will let this bounce. It takes a Milford roll back across the 35-yard line, down by Walpole at the 36. So Milford's offense once again returns to the field with just over 3 minutes to play, running out of time to mount a comeback. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. The last time these two teams met up was in the 2014 Division III Southwest semifinal. A game that Milford kept close through most of the first half, but ultimately Walpole was able to run away with it in the second half, coming away with an eventual 41-14 win. Walpole now in this matchup tonight with a 21-7 advantage, as Curran looks to throw on 1st down. He has it completed. It'll go as a short gain. Caden Kelly with the catch. Check that, Chris Rivera making the catch.
2-yard gain, 2nd down, 8.
Clock still rolling, down to 2:37. Play fake for Curran. He'll run with it himself. Tries to twist his way around a block, but he will be brought down. Tackle made by number 28. Matthew Tassoni.
5-yard gain brings up 3rd down and 3.
Goes as a five-yard gain for Curran. Will now go back to the air, has to get rid of it in a hurry.
Pass, ball's incomplete.
Zachary Conrad slicing right through that offensive line, forced Curran to rush the throw. It was nearly picked off. And that sets up 4th down and 4, and it starts to send some of these Milford fans towards the exit. Fourth down and 4 from the 43-yard line. A loss would send Milford under the 500 mark. From the shotgun, Curran will throw. And now forced to run with it as the pocket collapses, and he is brought down. Set down at the 41-yard line, and that will result in the 4th turnover on downs of the night for Milford, and that should do it. Walpole takes over with 1:52 to go.
Walpole from the Milford 41.
The Rebels offense back out onto the field, led by Charles Auditori. Once again, the give goes to Armand, who continues to do some tough running for Walpole right up until the end.
Long ball carrier.
Coach Todd calling the timeout, stopping the clock at 1:40 to go. While Milford continues to play out the remainder of their regular season at home, Walpole plays out their remaining games on the road. They will eventually conclude their regular season on Thanksgiving with a matchup against Weymouth High School, as Auditori airs this one out deep down the far sideline, and it is incomplete.
His pass ball is incomplete down the sideline. There's a 3rd down and 7 for Walpole.
Looked like Chappelle Feaster back there to break up the pass. 3rd down and 7, 1:27 left to go. And again, Walpole will huddle it up. Milford will not face another Hockomock League opponent on the season, with their matchup already set for next week against North Quincy, and then a non-conference matchup with Randolph. The second year Milford will play Randolph High School in their Thanksgiving rivalry game. Nicholson getting the carry that time for the Rebels, and he gets pushed out of bounds, setting up 4th down. These final minutes ticking away very slowly in this game. The pace has slowed to a crawl as both teams now huddle it up out on the field. A 4th down coming up for Walpole from the 35-yard line. Cheerleaders, the marching band, and the Scarlet Hawks mascot continue to keep the crowd entertained as you get an up-close and personal look at the mascot right inside your living room, courtesy of Malcolm Zale once again on our sideline camera. So the cheerleading squad continuing to have a good time in these cold temperatures. And back to live action on the field now. 4th down and 3. We'll see a punt from Walpole. And Milford again will let the kick bounce, rolling inside the 10-yard line. And so with just 56 seconds to go, back out comes the Milford offense. We'll see what they do here with just a few seconds left to operate. Curran now back out onto the field. And the Hawks now to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 from inside their own 10-yard line. They've had a couple of long fields back to back as a nifty one-handed catch is made by Capoletti. Has one man to beat, and he will get forced out of bounds. Capoletti reaching out one-handed to make the grab. Jack Capoletti making an absolute highlight reel catch. 68 yards on the reception for Capoletti. 40 seconds to go as Milford airs it out again. Capoletti, can he make the catch? Tried to get the toes down in bounds, but no, incomplete, says the official. Tried to drag those feet down in bounds, but an incompletion sets up 2nd down and 10 with 35 seconds left. Curran sets up in the shotgun. He has O'Toole in the backfield. He looks to throw. And the ball in and out of the hands of a defender, almost picked off as Curran targeted Capoletti once again.
Third down and 10 for Milford at the Walpole 31.
25 seconds to go. And a 3rd and 10 now. The 68-yard reception for Jack Capoletti, bringing the Scarlet Hawks crowd to life. From the 31-yard line. Curran takes the snap. Again, looking down the far sideline, and the catch is made at the 10. Caden Kelly hauling in the grab. Clock stopped with 17 seconds left. Now starts rolling again as Curran will throw to the end zone for Capoletti. And no flag as Capoletti was wrapped up by the defender. Looked to be clear-cut pass interference in the end zone, but the officials, who have thrown flags all game long, and now after what looked to be a pretty self-explanatory pass interference call, it does not get called by the officials on the field, and we'll have a 2nd down and goal coming up for Milford with 7 seconds left. The Milford fans displeased. Milford ready. Curran again looking towards the end zone, and the catch is made. And it is a touchdown. Caden Kelly sneaking in. He scores his 1st touchdown of the season. A 9-yard touchdown reception for Caden Kelly here in the closing seconds. Just 2 seconds left in the game as Milford brings the score to 21-13, with Lehane getting ready for the point after. Capoletti out to hold. The kick away, and it is good. So the successful point after brings the score to 21-14 with just 2 seconds remaining. So we'll see what Milford draws up here for this final play. Will we see an onside kick? And of course, even with the onside kick, should Milford recover, they would likely not have any time left on the clock. And now the quick squib kick up the middle. And no time left on the clock. It appeared that Walpole was able to fall on it, but it's all academic as the clock strikes 0 on the scoreboard, and that will do it for this game here tonight. Milford providing some excitement in the closing seconds, highlighted by that 68-yard one-handed reception for Jack Capoletti. Caden Kelly able to score the touchdown, but it was too little too late for Milford as they lose this game to Walpole by a final score of 21-14. And with the loss, Milford falls to 4-5 overall on the season. With the victory, Walpole improves to 4-5. So again, Milford will be back home next week for a game against North Quincy before finishing out their 2016 season on Thanksgiving against Randolph. A big thank you to our Milford TV crew on hand for tonight's game, our director Rob O'Keefe, and our camera operators braving the elements. And again, that final score, one final time, 21-14. Milford falls to the Walpole Rebels. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics here on Milford TV. So long, everybody.